then it makes everyone better. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. But now I just don't feel like Marvel 3 has the same. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just, yeah,
like people aren't as hungry to play Marvel 3 as they were to play Marvel 2. Because Marvel 2, we played for how long? Like 10.
We will play
10
way too
at
long.
least, 10
Way
years,
too
right?
long. Way too long.
So, but Marvel 3's been out for what? How long? The new one.
Well,
a year?
you count like first Marvel 3 over a year.
Okay, the first Marvel, even the first Marvel 3 was like 2 years then, right?
Yeah. Well,
okay,
yeah,
2
technically.
years, but
yeah.
how, like,
The game hasn't really.
yeah,
really
I mean, are you
changed.
really like
It's
going
not
like
evolving like
running
Marvel
the
2
training room to do shit? I mean, it's just not the same.
It definitely, it's a different age. Yeah.
Well, a lot of the stuff that we would try to do, they took out. You know, you just go in, you do your combos, and then, like, that's it.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, like, for Trish, for example, I'm always trying to find a way to do a mix-up, and then it's like, oh, they just flip backwards.
Yep.
Great.
I mean, that's just how the game is. Like you have to adapt to the game. Like in Marvel 3, that's just how they bounce out. In Marvel 2, you could get a hard knockdown.
Right?
You can fucking mix them up after you get.
I don't like feeling that I can just lose to anyone at any time.
Yeah, it wasn't like that before. When you were in Marvel 2.
Like if you weren't better than me, I was probably gonna beat you.
Yep. That's.
Yeah.
I miss like that.
Like 95,
outclass
like 95, like 90 to 95% of the time, if you're playing somebody that you knew you were better against, you're probably gonna beat them. But in Marvel 3, it's like if you know you're better than somebody, there's still a pretty high probability that you could still lose. In Marvel 2, you can like play a certain style, play kind of safe, and really not have to worry about losing. Because the other person's gonna fuck up more often than not before you do. So it's like, that's just the way it is.
I do hope that at some point that Capcom realizes that and tries to roll it back.
Well, what can they do though? Like no X Factor.
They're not gonna do it because the game is already done.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like for the next possible iteration. I mean, I was talking to this about people at work. Like, Capcom doesn't have like that go-to game anymore. The go-to game is fighting games.
Yeah.
And now with like everything that's going on, like that they're slowly starting to lose that fan base. Case in point, the prime example is like KOF 13. There's more people who are moving to that game because a lot of Street Fighter players. Yeah,
I mean,
in
I
correlation to
don't
Street Fighter
so
because it has the old school feel. Like there's good mix-ups and it's like footsies and like hard combos and everything else like that. There's no shortcuts. There's no fucking holding hand mechanics.
No X Factor.
No X Factor. There's none of that. And people like that. Like, and mainly, like, a lot of the people that started with Street Fighter 4, like Doug. Doug was just like, oh, Street Fighter 4 is like the epitome of what fighting games should be. And then he played KOF and he's like, Street Fighter 4 sucks.
No, man. I'll tell you what the epitome of fighting is. How often... Alright, think of back in Marvel 2, when someone does a mix-up, how hype does everybody get?
Everybody goes
go crazy.
This
how often does that happen in Marvel 3?
Doesn't happen.
It happens like maybe once out of like 10 times someone does something crazy, right?
People get hyped for happy birthdays.
Yeah.
People get hyped for 2-for-1s. That's it.
I mean that happened in Marvel 2 too.
But that's
double snaps. Yeah.
Double snap, shit like that. But I mean, I just feel like Marvel 2, if you did something really tight, like people would just go fucking crazy.
They're just so much more
which is the essence of the fighting game community, I think. Like I feel like people just want to see something new that they haven't seen, they didn't see before. They didn't get excited about.
Yeah.
But then with the age, like we were talking about earlier, the age now is people kind of like expect you to do a certain combo or whatever, like that Doom combo or whatever. They just kind of know what you're supposed to do. So like if you mess it up, it's like okay, whatever. But in Marvel 2, you fucking do something tight, like people respect you for that shit. Like people aren't gonna like expect you to do a fucking refly combo and a grab and a fucking like a relaunch combo, all sorts of shit like that. I mean, people don't know. I just feel like the mystery is no longer in the game,
Well, it's also like comebacks are another one too. You got if someone just got bombed on and then like they had commando against a whole team and that commando comes back and beats that whole team, they go fucking crazy. But now
you get
comebacks
X Factor.
are expected because of X Factor.
Yeah, you get X Factor Wesker, just beats the whole team. Yeah, I feel
or X Factor, 5 bars Phoenix, go down, wild out. it's like expected for a comeback to happen, and like they need to go back. And,
No, but it's not expected. But if it happens, they're not like really surprised.
Yeah,
that's the
it's
thing.
like,
Like if you fucking have like a no life Magnus, no life Sentinel, and then you fucking get one guy with a combo, and then okay, some shit's gonna happen. And then if you fucking pull it off, then even though people like know that it's possible for you to pull it off, if you actually do pull it off, people get fucking hyped. But I just feel like everyone lost it right now in the Marvel 3. At least it's like whatever. That's why I don't
know what they can do though. Like,
no, I mean that's just the game. That's just the way the game's made. Yeah, I mean,
and it's just the time that it exists in.
Like Marvel 2
I mean, Capcom or
Marvel 2 definitely wasn't supposed to be as.
Yeah, Marvel 2 is the best game by
Yeah,
accident.
Marvel 2 is the best game by accident.
That's true. That's true.
Whoever makes it's a Capcom. Whoever's trying to make the game, they're trying to make it more. I don't want to say scrub friendly.
More accessible, yeah.
Accessible to average
Yeah, they want to
players.
make it so people have a chance.
But at the same time, like Marvel 2, we had the high-level competitive players that would play it.
Yeah.
But like when they released on Xbox Live, people were just playing it just to play it because it was hella fun.
Yeah.
And like you look online and you go to a rank match, you got a random guy playing like Kenryu Kuma, Tracer Armistice, and then like you got people playing like
they play that game when they get raped though.
Yeah, but then they play with other people that play that same area. So like you can have the best of both worlds without having to dumb the game down.
I don't know, man, because I feel like it's those people that played, Ryu, Ken, Akuma, that Capcom made X Factor.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, because it's like, if these guys don't have a chance, because like I said earlier, I don't know if I said it here, Marvel 2, if you're the better player, you're going to win at least 90 to 95% of the time. In Marvel 3, it's a lot different. Like, everyone has a chance to win. Like, you fucking hit two. Like, if you hit one guy, you fucking hit X Factor, some shit happens. I mean, in Marvel 2, same shit kind of happens too, like, you fucking double stab back, but I feel like it's far less random in Marvel 2 than it is in Marvel 3.
So.
Shut up.
Don't you think it's Third Strike's fault though?
Third Strike? No.
Why would it be Third Strike's fault?
Oh, you mean like the video?
I think it's Street Fighter 4's fault. How big that was with ultras.
Oh, you talking about
No,
Daigo
I'm talking
Parry?
about like that's that new
Street
game
Fighter
design.
3.
That's that.
Yeah, exactly,
Comeback.
exactly.
Street Fighter 3 came out and it was too hard for people or whatever, what have you. So they made Street Fighter 4, Third Strike.
Well, no, it was like Street Fighter 3 and then Marvel 2 came out. and
Seattle
the
only
CS
plays Marvel, though.
series
Street
came
Fighter
out.
3 count for Marvel 2?
Yeah.
I don't think that's why. I think it's because
They lost a lot of fans though. They lost a lot. They
But
lost
at
a
that
lot
time,
of
but
fans.
at that time, like everything was arcade driven, so it was like
Well, arcade culture is kind of dead in
yeah,
America.
that it just went dead in the water, and so like Capcom was like, okay, well we're not gonna.
it's probably the early part of Marvel 2's fault, because like Cable came out and then like Scrubs would just get just raped. You did the wrong shit, you get supered like 3 times.
I feel like Cable was what made the game so great.
He made the game tight, yeah.
Yeah, because people were like, "Oh, Cable's so cheap."
And then people
But
actually.
but then you figure out, oh, you just fucking super jump
By
dash.
the end, we love fighting
Yeah,
Cable.
super jump dash.
See what
And then,
happens.
yeah, so like when people were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna fucking play Cable, Sentinel, Commando,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna win," they think they're gonna win, but then you fucking use Magneto, Storm, or
Sentinel,
whoever.
yeah.
You fucking just rush them down. Like they just don't know what to do because they feel like all they had to do was air beam.
Yeah.
But now it's like you can't do that because there's like a new element to the game.
I think Cable made people play cleaner actually.
That's what I'm saying.
It,
That's what I'm
Cable
saying.
forced people to not be sloppy.
Yeah.
And also, people were driven to try to beat it because you go to the arcades and you just got this random dude picking Cable and
Yep.
like even before air beam, gun beam, gun beam. Everybody's like, how do you beat this? So then you come back. And you just like, okay, well, Magneto has the air dash, so I can actually like get in going this way.
It was
And
fun
then-
fighting Cables from other places, man. After
Because they sucked.
our Cables will just steal
No.
people.
Seattle
Other places
had
just
the
drop
best cables. I don't care what anybody fucking said. Seattle had the best cables.
Yeah,
Where do you think
well,
cable defense
I mean,
came
I get
from?
that. I mean, what's the credit to Rotron?
As a majority, like
But yeah, it wasn't bad. But Rotron, I mean, I feel like that's kind of how it is in Marvel 3. Like, I hear people say like Sentinel's not that good, but then
then you have Row.
yeah,
No.
I see. But the thing is, I don't really know how good that game is. But I see Row using Sentinel and just kind of beating people up. So I mean, I feel like that's kind of the same with Set or Cable. Like I can rush Row down as much as I want in Marvel 2 with Magneto, Storm, and then he has cable, but he can still beat me. But against anyone else, if anyone has cable left and I have Magneto, Storm,
It's over. Yeah.
yeah. I would have no doubt I would beat them.
Yeah.
So I mean that's just how it is.
That's how I feel.
Like there's definitely people. Like Ro is obviously special.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a really good player. He knows how to do things that a lot of people can do. He thinks about
Other things.
yeah game situations, stuff that no one else thinks of, and that there's probably only one Ro. Maybe like there's Justin, whoever, people that come up with that stuff. But there's only like a handful of those people.
That's true. Yeah.
So the majority of the people, you can fucking do whatever you want against them because you kind of know what they're gonna do. But against like Ro, Justin, whoever, it's hella good.
But yeah, that's how I feel like if I fight other Sentinels, I'm just like, this guy's not Rotron. I know how to do this, man.
Right? Yeah, you feel me, right?
Like if I play Jeff, I'm like, this guy's not Doom. I know how to play this.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it is. Until they prove to you that they can use that person. That's kind of how I feel too.
Yeah, because I'm like, this guy's not pressuring me with Sentinel. I know what the fuck to do against this.
Yeah, exactly. Like in Marvel 2, I mean, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but it's like if you weren't like Ro or Rat like back in his prime, like I wasn't really afraid of you. Like I wasn't really afraid of anybody, like because if you're afraid of somebody, you're not gonna kind of put yourself in a bad spot already. But I mean, like when me and Ro had our battles for a top spot in Seattle, it's like I'm not scared about Ro. Like I know what he's gonna do. He knows what I'm gonna do. It's just like you just gotta you just gotta beat him. You know what I mean? It's not like he knows what I'm gonna do. I know what he's gonna do. It's like fuck it. It's like you just gotta hit him and fucking execute. You know, that's just the way it is in Marvel 2 at least. But in Marvel 3.
Dude, execution is fucking super important in
yeah.
Marvel 3 too, though.
Well, I mean, execution is important in any game, but
it's more lenient in Marvel 3 than it is.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny playing Marvel 3 because like you'll be doing your combo like I don't know, like hella leisurely.
Yeah.
Not even hitting the buttons.
He's like, I got all the time in the world.
And then you go back to like Marvel 2 and
You have to hit buttons hella hard. Yeah.
Slapping the buttons down,
that's
making
not
sure you get them.
Game work.
Yeah, I was doing that too. Yeah.
That's why I feel like the Street Fighter 4 Marvel 3 generation, like when they see me play Marvel, like I played Marvel 2 at Zach's place, like I don't know when the last time was not the other day, but the month before that. Like, I'm fucking playing on Moss Stick. People are like, oh yeah, Seattle still uses Moss Stick. Like yeah, I have to because that's just what kind of grew up on. And then I'm fucking hitting the buttons like fucking crazy. Like I got
make sure
I
it fucking
got
hits.
like fucking blisters or blood blisters under my fingernails and shit. I mean, that's just the way it was, You just gotta hit the buttons.
My fingers are still calloused from Marvel 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for real.
You just gotta fucking hit the buttons as hard as you can.
Because that shit, when you slam that shit, you know it's gonna hit.
Because if you don't, then you risk, like, a fucking combo not comboing.
The other reason you have to press buttons hard is because competition buttons are ass.
What are competition buttons? I don't know what it is. Fucking forget it, man. Don't worry about it.
You want to make sure that it comes out. That's why you hit it hard. You make sure
just,
that
because there's been way too many times where I fucking, try to play Marvel 2, like I play Marvel 3, just fucking hit the buttons hella soft.
And it doesn't come out,
It doesn't come out, and then I fucking, like, break my stick after because I know that I meant to press it, but it didn't come out. But in Marvel 2, I know that I learned the lesson after, 8, 9, 10 years. You just gotta fucking hit the button as hard as you can because sometimes the button, it has to be hit hella hard.
Yep.
And then I just fucking was like, all right, I'm just gonna hit every single button as hard as I can because that's just how it has to be. So like, I think I broke somebody's stick one time on one of those TE or the what is it, those 8-button sticks. I broke somebody's stick on accident because I fucking hit the button as hard as I can. And then I told him, I was like, my bad, but that's just the way I got brought up, Just the way it is.
A lot of top players hit buttons.
Yeah, man, you got to because man, if you don't fucking hit the button hard, then
how you know that shit's gonna come out?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you feel me?
I remember back in the day, like going to California and seeing people like their hand would come up like this high when they're hitting buttons.
I don't know about that shit, but man, there's been.
That's like Mandel doing the Doom combo.
Oh, like
he'd be like, bap, and then he'd hold his hand way up here because he was just like. Smack the shit out of it.
Okay, I'll give you an example because there's been times where we bring our tools to fix the sticks because we hit the button so hard. like Cody, you know, he's a fucking mechanic.
They had soldering and
yeah,
stuff.
he
Yeah.
fucking soldered that shit.
There'd be times Cody's house would be just a moss stick
Yeah,
graveyard.
yeah. You